Escrow, read all about it. Welcome back to Los Angeles Homes, where we tour properties and I teach you how to buy and sell these properties. Today's video is going to be on escrow and how it works here in California, and specifically how we do it in Los Angeles. The buying process in general doesn't work the same state to state. In New York, they don't have escrow at all. They have lawyers. In Los Angeles, we don't have lawyers unless the deal goes sideways or if there's an issue with the tenant on an income property. In New York, like other states, once you go to contract, you're pretty much committed. In California, and definitely in Los Angeles, once you go to contract, you've only just begun. And there's still a lot of opportunity to cancel as a buyer. Once you get into escrow in California, all the power shifts to the buyer. Escrow is synonymous for the amount of days it takes to close a deal. So how many days is your escrow? How many days is your close? The answer should be 30 or sometimes 21. The less, the better. But escrow is also a physical building and a company, the escrow company, that works on every deal. They work in concert with title as well as the agent and the other agent in the deal. So in California, unlike other states, during escrow, as long as you are under one of three contingencies, you are still able to cancel as the buyer. Furthermore, the contingencies are active, not passive, meaning that they don't spring into action once deadlines are crossed. They don't passively just take action. The seller has to send a notice to perform to the buyer, which then gives the buyer another 2 days, another full 2 days to respond or cancel. So in calendar chronological order, as well as strength order, the contingencies are as follows: the inspection contingency, the appraisal contingency, and the loan contingency. The buyer's inspection contingency is definitely the strongest of all three contingencies. It is a carte blanche authorization to cancel for any reason. It is the buyer's inspection period, meaning that, yeah, we will get a general inspection by a professional, a termite inspection by a professional, maybe other inspections by professionals. But no matter what they say, whether they say it's a property with a ton of problems or whether they say it's absolutely perfect, even if they say it's perfect, you are still able to cancel because of whatever reason that the buyer, due to their investigation, due to a professional report or otherwise, decides to cancel. So the inspection period, it defaults to 17 days on the contract, but we do 10 to keep up with the Joneses. So as long as we're within the inspection contingency, which is typically 10 days, we are free to cancel, no questions asked. And as long as we do that, the 3% deposit that we give 3 days after accepted offer is 100% refundable. Next is the appraisal contingency, which contractually gives 17 days, but we do 15 to keep it competitive. This contingency should only be used if the appraisal does in fact come in low. But before we cancel under this contingency, I suggest first we go to the seller and ask them to come down to what the appraisal says that the bank thinks the property is worth. And that's what they're going to base our loan on. Which brings us to our last piece of protection, our last contingency, which is in fact the loan contingency, which also shouldn't be used unless we're really not going to be able to get the loan funded. If you get pre-approved by one of my lenders, someone that I recommend or that's on my website, you will get your loan funded if you follow all the rules. How would you not be able to get your loan funded? What could possibly happen? And I'll answer by asking a question. Have you ever seen the movie Goodfellas? And if so, do you remember the Lufthansa heist? And do you remember the Christmas party in the bar after they robbed that money? And one of the gangsters came in with a fur coat and Bob De Niro got very mad. And another gangster came in with a pink Cadillac. He said, "It's a gift from my mother. It's under my mother's name." And Bob De Niro got very mad. He said, "Get it out of here," because the cops were watching outside, right? So in escrow, once we get pre-approved, we have to stay with that same debt to income ratio. And if you buy a car or a mink coat, then you pick up more debt. And that changes what the lenders think that your financial tapestry looked like when they pre-approved you. So if you change anything major from the time you got that pre-approval until we're actually going to get the loan funded, we could have a problem. So you have to sit tight and only pay your regular bills, essentially just your regular spending that you already told the lender about. And if you do pick up some more debt somehow, let the lender know so we don't have a problem as we get to the end of escrow. Thank you for watching. That was how escrow works in general in Los Angeles. We'll get a little bit deeper in other videos. Check them out as they pop up here.